Well, hello, everybody. It's Brother Todd with your Victory Minute, and I hope you guys and gals out there are all having a great day. As I'm making this recording, it's Wednesday afternoon. Beautiful, beautiful day. Oops, the low batteries won't talk to me. But y'all won't get to see this till Thursday because they'll put it out there at the office staff. Brother Todd has no clue how to put these things out on the internet. But I was out here doing something. I was driving over here putting some hay out for these cows, and they love that cake. I like to watch them come up. So anyhow, what I want to talk to you about today is three principles all come out of me having to do this today. I got to thinking about it. I thought, man, it might help some of you, especially some of you younger fellas. So let me give them to you. The whole story behind this is I had a whole different plan for this afternoon. I had moved some things around. The weather was supposed to be nice, and my plan was to be sitting in the middle of my motorcycle riding around. It's probably somewhere over in Ellis County. I was going to do that until Misty called me and told me it's getting dark and it's time you come in from your playing. But they say weather's about to change. In fact, looks like we're going to have rain 4 or 5 days, Lord willing. Well, that changed what I needed to do this afternoon. Now, I could have put off the work I needed to do because it would need doing by Thursday or Friday. I'd be out here slogging around in the rain. I'd be out here getting stuck, fighting the mud and all that kind of stuff. Or, you know what? You just change your plans. And it got me thinking about a principle that my daddy taught me. I taught it to my kids. I teach it to my grandkids. And that is, we got a little old saying in the Peavy clan, and that is, you got to work before you can play. You got to work before you can play. And there was things we'd want to do when we was kids, but we had work to do. And if work got done, then we could go play. But if not, work always had the priority. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to play. I made that mistake when I was a young man, even in young pastoring. I spent years, never took a vacation. I always figured vacations were for lazy people. But then I got to read one day where Jesus would pull his disciples away and let them rest. And I thought, you know what? I think the Lord knew it better than I did. And now I love vacation. I take as many of them as I can get away with. But anyhow, but the principle of work before you play, it always stands up. We live in a society dominated by playing, wanting to play, and wanting to be entertained. Old Leonard Ravenhill used to say that, entertainment is the devil's substitute for joy. Eternal beings running around trying to fill our hours. When people started having leisure time, when you started working 40 and 50-hour weeks and people didn't work daylight to dark and you had free time, immediately people started coming up with ways of entertaining themselves, amusement parks and all those kind of things, movies and all that. We're typically a bored people. That's the only reason you stand in line for 2 hours to see a made-up movie. 2 hours. I know I keep looking around. I got this new bull. I don't really know him just yet too well. So anyway, I don't trust him yet. But anyhow, but we live in a society dominated by wanting to play. And a lot of times it throws off our priorities. You got to get your work done. And because if not, it's just going to make it that much harder later, okay? Principle number 2 is when things change, guys, things change. Let me just talk to the men out there a little bit. You cannot get emotionally invested every time what you want to do, i.e. play, gets messed up by something. Doctor's appointment comes up. Something's got to be done with one of the kids. Your wife's got something she really, really wants to get done. Work comes up. Weather changes. Whatever it may be. Guys, it's just living. I'm going to be starting a deal at the church here in April, May, deal called Midnight Men. And that's when it's going to be, midnight, first Friday every month. And it's going to be at midnight, and it'll probably go 2 or 3 hour type service. And I'm going to eliminate all the excuses. I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. Well, you can either sleep or not. But anyway, one of the main reasons I'm going to do that is I have seen as I've lived us guys are getting soft, and we mowed around. I watch 40-year-olds act like 4-year-olds a lot. And one of the big things is we'll have a plan, but something will come up. And your wife is too busy and working too hard to try to talk you off the cliff just because you don't get to go do what you wanted to do. I mean, guys, you're a grown man. And so it's just one of the realities in life. You know, things change. I hate the rain. I'm sad it's coming. Now, I say I hate it. I'll be wanting it rain on this grass. But anyway, it's just the reality of life. Stuff comes up. Stuff comes up. You know, I don't remember who said it first, but they say life's what happens to you while you're making other plans. And you don't have time to just be sad and sullen. I mean, I can go, oh, cotton picking, man, I wanted to go ride my bike. But then you got to drop it and you got to go on. And you sure can't be a foul spirit over it. Things are going to happen in life. So principle 1, you got to work before you play. Number 2, things change. Deal with it. All right? As old brother Jim Everett says, build you a bridge and get over it. And then number 3 is, as I was talking about rest, play, rest, those kinds of things. It's important, but make sure you're tired before you rest. Make sure you've done something to be tired before you rest. The disciples were pressed so hard that they couldn't hardly even get anything to eat when Jesus got them pulled off to the side. And what'll happen, the reason I'm talking about that is if, especially in our society today, like I was talking about, if you just are perpetually trying to move from one amusement to the next, one rest moment to the next, and you never get tired and you never work, what'll happen is you'll end up depressed, because you are an eternal being, and eternal beings cannot be satisfied. And how they say it, an eternal itch cannot be scratched by a temporary scratch. It can't be soothed by it. It just doesn't work for it, okay? And so you've got to make sure you're doing things of consequence. You need to be doing something where you've had mental work. You need to be doing something where you have physical work. You need to be doing something where you've done relational work. And you need to be working into something that it invests you emotionally. Those are 4 areas of your life God gave you a gas tank on, okay? Your spiritual life, your emotional life, your mental life, and your relationships. And if any one of those gas tanks in your life gets empty, it starts pulling on the others. Now, your spiritual tank can carry you even when your other ones are empty, but I'm going to tell you something. It takes a genuine empowering and filling. But if you don't, the way God built us, if we're not doing something, we settle into a rest. And when we settle into a rest, and it's kind of like once you start sitting on the couch, that's all you want to do is sit on the couch. And what happens? You start breaking down. You start getting to where your mind don't work right, your body don't work right. You get tired. You got no second wind. It's been so long since you've lost your breath that you think you can't do it, right? So make sure you're tired before you rest. Make sure you put your work in before you play. Now, again, I'm talking a lot of guys here, but for real, brother, God made you to work, and you need to be doing something. And then in that, you'll find that your rest is sweet. You know, the Bible talks about a laboring man. His sleep is blessed to him, right? You find enjoyment in it. But I'm going to tell you something. If all you do is sit on the couch on Saturday, you work through the week, and you say, well, Saturday's my day, and I'm going to have my family at church on Sunday, and you just go in there and you sit down, you watch college football all day long, or college basketball, or whatever's on, and all you do is lay on that couch and eat potato chips. Don't tell me you feel good. It's just a reality, okay? So, Brother Todd's through preaching. You hit them three principles and put them in your life. You got to work before you play. Sometimes things change. You got to deal with them, okay? And make sure you're tired before you rest. And if you do, then you'll find that you're living a life that is fulfilling and is not depressing. Well, I got 2 bales of hay to put out here, and I got to go get a load, and I got to go put out some more because I'm going to beat that rain. And I'm going to tell you, the biggest mistake old Brother Todd made when he was young is I'd have a day like this, and I'd play around, and then I'd be playing catch-up the rest of the time, and you just have to deal with it as it comes, all right? Well, cows have moved from their little cake to they're actually climbing in the trailer, eating hay. So maybe we need to do something different. You have a good day, and I pray God blesses you. Remember, hold on to them principles and be sure you work before you play. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.